So as I was saying before, that the worms are probably one of the most important parts at the last stage of making the black gold. And this is what they look like on the inside. Let me just roll them out a little bit. As you can see, they're small. These are called red wigglers here, okay? You see there's an abundance of them. That's how, the way that you can tell that this compost is really good is by the amount of small baby worms that you're seeing in here, because I'm breaking it up. Okay, so since we got to that part, let's continue on with the layering of the compost. This is a static compost, miniaturized size or model for what you can do at your own home. So as again, we started out with wood chips first, which is our carbon. Then we started with our nitrogen, which is the green leafy vegetables. I started with greens first because they're the most water soluble and they'll break down the fastest. So the next layer is again, I start to add some more nitrogen. I'm trying to make everything as even and smooth as possible because we want that 50-50 ratio, that 50% carbon and 50% nitrogen. So make sure you cover it up real good. Again, this is just a small model. I'm gonna put some more wood chips on top here. And then I'm going to use my activator, which is beer hops. You can use tea, and you can use coconut shavings. So I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit on here. And what this does is once the compost starts to break down, this activation speeds it up really, really fast. So you want to put some, if you have access to beer hops from a brewery, that would be great. But if not, you can use tea bags with the tea on the inside, coconut shavings, or coffee grinds. Let me see if I think I may have some coffee grinds here. I may have some coffee grinds. Check. We're gonna act like this is coffee grinds. I'm putting the coffee grinds on there as well. A little bit more of the vegetation here. You press down. One important factor that I did forget to mention in the beginning is that you do have to have drainage, which is those little holes under the bottom, just so that you can have the runoff, so it won't be so mushy on the inside. So to wrap this up, you push it down, apply some more wood chips on top to cap it off, and also to cut down on the smell so that you don't have like this rotting smell going off really bad. And the last thing you do after you press it down is you gotta water it. Just like any plant, you gotta take care of it and watch it. So I'm gonna place some water on here. I'm gonna demonstrate this again on a bigger scale, but I just wanted you guys to see a miniature version of it. And this is what it should look like. That's your compost in the beginning. As you see, it's draining. That's what you want to happen. Okay. So now we're gonna do it on a larger scale. I'm gonna put some of this back here. In the case that I don't have drainage, you can also use a container, larger container, plastic container to also make your compost, which is really vermiculture. So in the case that you don't have any drainage, this is what I suggest you do. Have some gravel here. And line the bottom of it with some gravel. Just so that any moisture or any liquids that fall down, it'll remain down at the bottom so it can settle. Put the top back on here. You know I like a clean station, so it's important that you keep your station clean. Okay. Then again, I'm gonna apply some wood chips. Layer of wood chips. It's layered like a spaghetti. Not spaghetti, I'm sorry, like a lasagna. And I'm applying my vegetation, which is, in this case, is tomatoes, carrots, some lettuce. I'm gonna put some orange in here, along with some plantains. press that down, put some more wood chips on. Again, I'm layering, just like a lasagna. In fact, it's almost pretty enough to eat right now. So then I'm gonna put, again, apply some activator, which is the tea, coconut shavings or coconut chips. Okay. Or if you have access to some hops, you use the hops. And then put some more vegetation on here. Again, keep layering it up just like a lasagna. This time I'm gonna put some apples in here. So the more variety you have, it won't become as acidic if you just use one particular vegetable or fruit all the time. You can wind up having it either too acidic or too alkaline for some particular plant. So I'm putting a variety of different things in here. And again, I put some more wood chips on the top. This time I'm gonna put a little lighter this time so I can put a little bit more activator on here. A little bit more activation on here. And then cap it off with wood chips. The rest of the remaining wood chips. Okay. Pack it down firmly. Last step is we water it. And then we wait for a couple of months. This is eventually all gonna break down in 4 to 6 to 8 months sometimes, depending on what you have in it. It'll all break down, and it's called a static pouch because it's remaining just like it is until that breaks down. So I won't be turning this at all, but normally you'll be turning it at probably like the 4th or 5th month. You really should turn your compost so that it can start to activate even further. So, guys, this is your compost piece here. So I want to quickly just also talk about some of the mediums that you can use in your soil. Perlite, if you choose to, if you don't have access to making a compost, it'll be perlite. It'll be some sand for drainage. Both of these access drainage. The perlite actually absorbs some of the moisture, so it'll keep your soil moist. Here. And then, of course, I might add a little, oh, I think these were the coffee grinds. Yeah, they were the coffee grinds I was looking for. Doesn't hurt to put a little bit more on top just for the activation. Okay. So, there you have it, our compost class. So I gotta see you guys in about 10 more minutes. Walk down to the compost facility so that we can actually see how it's stacked up and how the progress being made now. This is Dr. Greenhand signing out.